Good morning, students. Today we can discuss Newton's third law. The Newton's third law we often state in our daily lives also. So first we will discuss what the law actually is. So the law states that to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. I am reading one more time. To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. That is a law. Now we have to focus on the law. What the law actually mean. Now action and reaction. First we are talking about the action and reaction. Imagine a stone and you are throwing a stone onto the wall. When you are throwing the stone onto the wall, then the stone hits the wall and it will come back. Now, while the stone is in contact with the wall exerts force on stone as well as the stone exerts force on the wall also. So there are two forces. One the force exerted by the stone on the wall, and the other one is the force exerted by the wall on the stone. So you can see two forces. These two forces are called action and reaction. The force exerted by stone on the wall, if you are considering as action, then the force exerted by the wall on the stone is reaction. Now the other thing is both the action and reaction occur at a time. Action and reaction occurs at a specific or at the same time, at the same instant. In physics we say at the same instant. So if I am considering the force exerted by the stone on the wall is action, then I have to tell the force exerted by the wall on the stone is reaction. The same way I can tell the force exerted by the wall on the stone is action, whereas the force exerted by the stone on the wall is reaction. So the action and reaction we can change since both act at same instant. So there is no time lag between action and reaction. It is a simultaneous process. Action and reaction is a simultaneous process. So we can change the action and reaction. If we are considering one force as the action, then the other force we have to consider as reaction. If we are considering the other force as action, then we have to consider this force as reaction. So action and reaction can be interchangeable. That is not a cause-effect process. Action and reaction are not a cause-effective process. For example, if you are giving heat, the temperature of the body rises. That is a cause effect. What is the cause? Heat is the cause. What is the effect? Rising temperature. So such a process we say cause effect. But action and reaction is not a cause effect process. Now we are talking about the magnitude and the direction. Now we are talking about the magnitude and direction. First we try to understand the action and reaction. Now we are just focusing on the magnitude and direction. Force having magnitude and direction. Now imagine this was our stone. Okay, so stone is exerting force on in this direction, whereas wall exerts force on in this direction on the stone. So the force, so here let it be the stone exert force on the wall in this direction, whereas the wall exert force on the stone in this direction. So how is the direction? The direction is opposite. So the direction is opposite, but the magnitude of force, the force, for example, if the force exerted by the stone on the wall is 10 Newton, okay, I'm talking about the magnitude. Now the force exerted by the wall on the stone will also be 10 Newton, but opposite in direction. The direction is opposite. Here this is the direction. So in opposite in direction we can just say minus 10 Newton. So the force exerted by the stone on the wall is 10 Newton. So the force exerted by the wall on the stone is minus 10 Newton, meaning that magnitude is equal but the direction is opposite. This one is positive, so since it is positive we are not denoting it. So here we have taken the force exerted by the stone on the wall is positive or action. Thus we are considering the force exerted by the wall on the stone is reaction. The same way we can consider this is our stone, this is our wall, force exerted by the stone on the wall. This one we are imagining force exerted by the wall on the stone. So now we are taking this as the action. So let it be, we are taking it as positive. So let it be the force exerted by the wall on the stone is, we are taking positive 10 Newton as an action. Now the force exerted by the stone on the wall we have to take as minus 10 Newton. So action and reaction pair can be changed. Action and reaction pair can be changed. For action and reaction there should be at least two bodies. What are the bodies here? Stone and wall. Now from the law we can infer some of the points. Those points I am just reading. Every action is associated with an equal and opposite reaction. See, whenever there is a action, there is a reaction as well. Whenever there is an action, if we are considering this as action, then there is a reaction as well. So action and reactions are equal and opposite, which are always associated together. Forces always occur between pairs of bodies. So this is the nature. This is the nature of the force. What is the nature of the force? Forces always occur between pairs of bodies. What are the pairs of bodies here? Yeah, stone and wall. Now the two forces act simultaneously. Both forces act simultaneously. The force exerted by the stone on the wall and the force exerted by the wall on the stone act simultaneously. There is no time lag between action and reaction. Action and reaction occur at the same instant. Any one of them may called action. Either you can call this as action or you can call this as the action. Then the other has to call as reaction. If we are telling one of the force as action, then the other force we have to take as reaction. Single force can never exist. Single force can never exist. Whenever force is occurred, that force there will be pair of forces. Okay, there will be action and reaction. So single forces never can be occurred. Now imagine we are looking at some of the examples. See, this is a block of mass 10 Newton. Here we are having a string. The string is weightless, meaning the weight can be neglected. So that is we say weightless string supported by a structure like that. Now we are finding the action and reaction on block and string. See, if you are considering string and block, the block exert force of 10 Newton downward. Then what is the string exert? Here string exert force on the block 10 Newton in upward. So the force of string here is upward in direction. In this point it is upward. In this point it is upward. The string exerts force upward direction. Magnitude is 10 Newton. So this is a action reaction pair. Now if you are considering this point, see, let be the floor we are taking as the roof or the okay, let it be the roof. So this is our string. See that how the force exerted by the roof and the force exerted by the string. The roof exert force in upward direction, whereas string in this point string exert force in the downward direction. So if this string is massless, again the force will be, the magnitude of force will be 10 Newton. So 10 Newton acts downward in this point. In this point 10 Newton acts downward on the wall, whereas the wall exerts force of 10 Newton upward on the string. Here if you are considering this point, the block is exerting downward force, whereas string is exerting upward force. If you are considering in this point, the roof is exerting upward force, whereas the string is exerting downward force of magnitude 10 Newton. So string and block is one of the pairs. String and roof is one of the pairs. And what about this one? Here we are having the earth, right? See, the earth attracts. Now we are considering the earth and block. See, if you are considering block and earth, how is the direction of force and magnitude of force? Here the earth is pulling down with a force 10 Newton on the block. The block pulls the earth up. You have to consider the block pulls the earth up with a force 10 Newton. The block pulls the earth with a force 10 Newton upward. So that is the action and reaction between block and earth. Now I am standing here, so I am continuing my state of rest, meaning that the net force is 0. So if you are considering the force exerted by the floor on me, force exerted by, that is typical myself, okay. The force exerted by the floor on me is upward, right? The force exerted by the floor on me is upward, and the force exerted by the earth, by the gravity, is downward. Can it be an action reaction? See, force exerted by earth downward direction, force exerted by the floor in upward direction. Can it be action reaction? It cannot be an action reaction pair. It cannot be a action reaction pair since both forces are acting on myself. For example, see the force on me due to floor, force on me due to earth. Both forces are acted on me. So this cannot be taken as a action reaction pair. In order to take as a action reaction pair, how I have to take? If I am considering the force exerted by earth on me is downward, then I have to consider the force exerted by myself on earth as upward direction. One more time. Let it be. So the force exerted by earth on me in downward direction, then force exerted by myself on the earth. So I am exerting a force on the earth in upward direction. I am exerting force on earth in upward direction, whereas the earth exert force on me in downward direction. This can be a action reaction pair. How many bodies are there? One is the force exerted by earth, the other is force exerted by myself. So force exerted by myself on earth and force exerted by earth on myself. So while considering action reaction pair, there should be two bodies. These two bodies should interact such a way that the forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So whenever it occurs, we can call it as a action reaction pair. Thank you.